reality on the ground. What is going on in this class? We have not seen each. I've not seen you since last Wednesday, right? So by right now, you should have completed 3 article summaries for the question that you have chosen. If you've done that, awesome. If not, don't panic. I'm not panicking. You just got to do it. And will you do me a favor though? Let's say you do multiple article summaries. Don't put 2 article summaries on the same assignment and then just turn it in to Google Classroom, because I stop reading after you've answered the 12th question, and then I stop. And then unless it's incredibly obvious, if you have an arrow saying keep reading, Mr. Potter, because don't do that, right? Just turn them in separately on Google Classroom. By the end of this week, you will have read your 4th and final article summary. Now, let me say this. There are those of you out there that are looking at this assignment as painful and you hate it and you don't want to do it. Okay. At least, will you just please at least read 1 article in favor of and 1 article against? There. Now you've at least got an argument for why the answer should be yes and an argument for why the answer should be no. And then you can write a paper. It'll be shorter, but so what? Right? A 4-paragraph paper is better than no paper at all. Okay? Everyone understand that? Anyone not understand? You not raising your hand right now means you get it. Okay, good. The second thing is that all of you are also responsible for either a race-based or a crime-based presentation. Now, again, that it's the variety of ways you could do this is many, right? You could create a Google slideshow and then you stand up here and present to us. Great. If you do it that way, full credit, because you have demonstrated mastery of the material and you've got the guts to stand in front of class and present it. But you don't have to do it that way. You could do it the way his name was Clayton Osterhughes. Why do you laugh? Do you know him? Oh,
I thought that was a joke.
One of my favorite students ever. Oh my God, he'd make these videos. They were so good. And he would just come up here, hit play, sit down. I'd have some popcorn, and away we went on an adventure.
Do you have one?
No, I don't. But they were really good. Oh God, what's he doing now? Is he living at home?
He does like film school.
Oh, he tell him hi. He was one of my favorites. Just a character. He made these great videos, right? So you can do that way. Or just read up from a SIRS article or 2, and then just create some bullets in your notebook, and then just present from your desk, for all I care. Just that side of the argument, or both sides, really, it's up to you. Remember, it's up to you. Do you want to present both sides of the argument or just focus on one side or the other side? It's really up to you. So the sky's the limit, okay? And those begin 1 week from today. Or for minimal credit, but credit, you just present it to me during flex time or whatever. That's fine too. Okay. I want to honor the work you've done. And, for some of you staying in front of the class, you'd rather take a knife and stab your eyeballs. Okay. I get it. Okay. So that's just, you have a problem?
The school Wi-Fi block and stuff.
Yep. I know it's your computer. So the school computers, it works fine, but your personal computers, for some reason, apparently not. Maybe it's just you. Tweet. Okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else? Along with all this is any other previous work that you might be missing. Just do it, and you get full credit. There's no late work in here. Again, this is an elective. You didn't have to take this class. I'm glad you took this class, but I'm not going to penalize you for taking this class. This is not the class I want you to be stressed out on a Thursday night because there's a paper due tomorrow. Right? That's your required classes. That's not this class. Okay. Any questions? I think that's it. Okay, let's turn our attention back to deviant behavior. And I have up here a thing that says, what is deviance? And let's just follow this flow chart here. This is typical deviant behavior. So let's start with green. And green is this idea that a majority of people decide that this is acceptable behavior and that that is not acceptable behavior. For example, let's create a rule that men must marry women. Okay, that's the normal behavior. That men cannot marry men and women cannot marry women. Okay, that's the rule. What that does is it creates deviants, people who violate the rule, right? People who, whatever your opinion on gay marriage is, it doesn't matter. This is America, think what you want. But if the rule is men must marry women, then there are people that defy that law. They become the deviant, okay? And as a result, they've just committed a crime. They've broken the rule. And then that leads to them being punished, which might lead to an adjustment of the rule, right? There are a whole lot of people violating this. We need to adjust it somehow, okay? And you do this with anything. Let's create a rule that says black people must give up their seat if a white person demands it. Well, what then you do is you create a deviant, someone who says, nah, I'm too tired. So then she gets arrested because she's just committed a crime, which leads to her being punished. Although in that case, something else happens. You understand? You can do this with anything. Let's create a speed limit, which creates deviants, people who like to speed, which leads to them committing a crime, which then leads to them being arrested. Okay, you get it? You can do this with anything. Deviance is conduct that violates the standards of a group. Where it gets complicated, though, is what if the deviant is the one that violates the group, but the group is engaging in criminal behavior? And as a result, you, the deviant, are the law obeyer. As an example, you're at a party, everyone's drinking, and you aren't. You're the athlete who does not want to get suspended because there's a game that night, right? Bees, you on the hill tonight? You on the hill? You throwing? Let's go. Are you a man or aren't you? All right. I'm a man. Okay. Anyway, you are a deviant within that circle because you are not engaging in the norms of the group. But in the bigger circle, they're the deviants because they're violating a crime. Okay, you get the idea? All right. As an example, I'm just listing for you some examples of deviants, right? Alcoholics. Well, it is not against the law to be an alcoholic. That's a disease. A cancer patient is a deviant. You're violating the norms of the group. The norm is you don't have cancer. You have cancer, you're a deviant. Okay? Next time you go visit your sick grandma, say, Grandma, you're a deviant. See how that goes. You're out of the well. Anyway, mentally ill people, people with compulsions. Are you an addict? Are you addicted to anything? Are you addicted to nicotine, caffeine? Are you addicted? You know what the number one addiction in America is right now? Sugar. Sugar is the most addictive drug in the country, followed closely by cell phones.
It's actually like addicting.
Sugar, yeah. Sugar is addictive. Caffeine is high for white people, phones. Oh, you don't think phones are a drug? I think you're wrong. I challenge you, right? Oh, perfect person to do this. I challenge you to not look at your phone a single time before class is over, starting now. Okay. Damn it. Okay. The question is, are you a deviant if you violate the law? See, that gets a little gray. Rosa Parks violated the law. Was she a deviant? Yes. However, her actions led to society changing. See, sometimes the deviant can actually get society to change. Right? That's a radical idea where the one gets her way over the many because society has a moment of reflection like, gee, maybe we shouldn't have done that, right? Sometimes that happens, okay? Can it be positive? Can deviant behavior be positive? Yeah, absolutely, right? By the way, I truly believe this. I coached wrestling for 10 years. I was a volleyball coach this year. When you're at that party and they give you that can of beer or whatever, and they say, come on, everyone's doing it, and you say no, and they call you a wimp, secretly, they admire you. I believe it with my whole heart. They admire you. They look at you like, God, you have the guts to do what I didn't have the guts to do. And they are jealous of you. But they're saying, but back in their mind, they're like, I wish I were you. I believe it, right? Okay. Sometimes society changes because the deviant was right. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, right? All those giants who violated the law, but that was the right thing to do. Get this concept in your mind. It's a hard concept it's one of those obvious ones until you think about it. Sometimes violating the law is the right thing to do. Violating the law is the right thing to do. Okay? As an example, Rosa Parks. I always feel bad for this guy. The guy that had to fingerprint deviant, Rosa Parks. Lawbreaker, Rosa Parks. Look how dangerous she is. Yeah, with those glasses. Look how tall she is. Ugh, criminal. That poor guy. I mean, you can look at him, you know he hates what he's doing. Like, why me? Why did I call sick to work today? Okay. Let's keep going here. A couple other ideas, and then we're going to try something in class. We'll see. The term is social stigma. Now, this cartoon, I don't know why I chose it. I just like it. Oh, sorry for yelling. I thought you were just much further away. He says to the really little guy. Okay. All right. I have over here groups of people that there are social stigmas. Conclusions that you can reach without even knowing a single member of that group, but we all know about them, right? Based on sometimes reality, but a whole lot of times based on nothing at all. Like, for example, short people. What good are they? Blondes, right? Blondes are all stupid, right? Long blonde hair means you're dumb. You can't add, right? Blacks, well, they're all good at basketball. They cannot swim. They all love watermelon. They love fried chicken, right? They're generally stupid. Indians are lazy and they're alcoholics. All these stereotypes. Mexicans, boy, are they good at putting up roofs. Mexicans. And Chinese people are really good at putting fingernail polish on. Koreans, oh man, they're the best. Republicans are right-wing nutcases, and Democrats love trees more than they love people. And all these stereotypes that exist, sometimes based in reality, but usually not, right? If black people are all good at basketball, that means that not a single white person should be better than any black person at basketball. But I bet that Larry Bird could defeat Clarence Thomas, who's on the Supreme Court, in basketball. He's black, Larry Bird's white. How about that? Okay, that's called social stigma. It's when you make conclusions on a group based on preconceived notions and stereotypes and all sorts of stuff. Okay. Our last slide, and then we're going to try something here. And that is the idea of the relationship between deviant behavior and technology. One of the things that the internet has allowed to happen is anonymity. Big word, anonymity. You can go online and pretend you're someone else. And you can create a fake you, someone else, and it's you, but it's not your name. And then you can engage in behavior that you feel is liberating because no one is going to find out it's you. So this is an example. States with the highest rate of porn site subscriptions. And number one is Utah, which I don't think any of us would predict because by rate, by the way, by percentage, right? No, not very many people live in Utah, but by rate, per 1,000 people, 5.5 people per 1,000 in Utah pay for online porn. And why am I saying like that's kind of a surprise? What's the stereotype about Utah? Who lives in Utah?
They got multiple wives in Utah.
Mormons, right? Mormons. Religious people, high porn rate, right? And so what happens is that they engage in behavior, but because no one knows about them. Now, again, don't make an assumption that what I'm saying is therefore all Mormons love porn. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that sometimes technology allows for anonymity. No one knows who you are. Now, here's where it gets kind of interesting. Is this the real you? Is this the real you? And what you're doing in public is the fake you. You just put on an act so you can get back home and get back to porn. Okay. Any questions here? Very good. Will you match up with a partner? It doesn't matter who your partner is. You're not going to be like holding this person's hand. So just match up with a partner and then identify yourself, person A, person B. Person A, I want you facing that wall in your desk, facing that wall. Person B, I want you facing the screen in a desk. Okay? Like YouTube. 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 YouTube, and YouTube. Perfect. Turn on. You just, it doesn't matter. So YouTube, 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 YouTube. Okay, I can't do this until we are correctly organized. So person A, turn around, face that. Oh no, facing each other. You got to be facing each other.
Those are very different.
Facing each other, facing the wall or the front. Like you're face to face, like those two.
Why did you say facing the wall or facing?
Because you're facing the wall and you're facing the front. But you're face to face.
Could have just said that.
It's not.
Okay,